Today is the 28th of July 2023, and we want to continue our lessons on algebraic expressions, okay? And this will be our fifth one, okay? Thank you for everyone who has been watching our videos. It's been very encouraging, okay? And before I start today's lesson, I normally write follow my notes / scripts, okay? These are my notes, my own notes that I've taken time to write, and I've gone through several times to make sure that there are no mistakes. But I watched the video as well to make sure that I'm presenting it in a way that you can understand, okay? So at times I realize that maybe I want to say, for instance, let's use this minus 2y, okay? And I end up saying minus y, okay? Or minus y squared, and I say minus y squared. At that moment, what I'm pointing to is the right one, okay? So this is times y to the power 2, or y squared. For instance, this is a b. So if I say 10 b, or I ignore the 10 and I say 6, it is 10b, okay? So please follow my note / scripts, okay? We are going to do a quick recap and then just look at some examples today, and then hopefully we'll come back on Monday and see what we'll do, okay? As I said earlier, we've been doing algebraic expressions. We've looked at add, subtract, multiply, and divide, okay? First, you find the mathematical symbol. So if you are adding, you know how to add by now. Simple algebraic expressions. If you are subtracting, you know how to subtract. And if you are multiplying or dividing, you know how to do that as well. So first, what you do is you look at the mathematical symbol, okay? That is what you need when you get an algebraic question. That's right. And then you scan and see if they are like terms. So if you're adding, for instance, you scan and see if you can group the like terms together, okay? And I showed you how to introduce the brackets, okay? Now, for example, let's look at 4 quick examples. So assuming you have 8x plus 5b plus 3x, okay? Here, the symbols are add, and the terms, identical terms, are x's, is only x, okay? So here it's like adding apples to apples to apples, okay? So you have 8x add 5x add 3x. So 8 add 5 is 13, add 3 is 16, so you have 16x. The second one here also, the mathematical symbol is minus. When you scan, you only have one like term or one variable. Okay, so 14 minus y is 13, minus another 2y is 11y. Okay, here again, the mathematical symbol used is times. Okay, so when you scan, you have two variables. So here 6x times y squared, 6x squared times y squared. Okay, so here you have 6x squared y squared. Okay, now the fourth example, 30b squared divided by 10b. So if we write it in this form, in a fraction form, 30 divided by 10 is 3. B squared divided by b is a b. Okay, so we've been doing all this, and we've looked at some more difficult examples than this in our first 4 videos. Okay, now we've learned to introduce I've given you some mathematical rules in the 4th video. That was the yesterday's lesson, and I asked you to put on your flashcards. I hope you've had time to do that. Okay, I showed you the use of flashcard or to use an A4 paper, so you can add those rules. And I said the first 5 we might need it, but the last 3 we might use it, and when we are using it, I'll let you know. Okay, now all we have been doing are things like expansion, simplification. Okay, now let's look at this. Expand the following. So these are the vocabularies you will see. Okay, so they'll say expand the expression that. So they give you this. Expand means remove the brackets. The other day I showed you how to introduce a bracket. Okay, so now they've given you it to you in the reverse. Okay, so now you have 2 into brackets s plus 5. So what it says is 2 times x plus 2 times 5. So you have 2x plus 10. Okay, and you can go in the reverse. We've been doing the reverse. Okay, but this is called expansion. So now they've given you in the bracket form, and they've asked you to multiply through. Remember, the 2 affects both x and 5. Don't multiply 2 with x and stop. You have to multiply 2 with s and 2 with 5 as well. Okay, now you get a different answer, which will be wrong. Number 2, 6a minus 3. Okay, so 6a minus 3 is in the bracket, and it said expand. Okay, in our first few videos, we've taken this and we've moved it that way. So 6 times 6 is 42, not 4, please. It's 42a And then 7 times minus 3 is 21. So your answer, I'm writing it properly, is 42a minus 21 is 7 times 6a, which will be 42a. 7 times minus 3, which is 21. Another term that you can see in algebra, which you can also see in fractions, are simplify. Okay, so expand, simplify. These are some of the vocabularies they will use, or the terms they will use to give you questions, even in your GCSE. Okay, so when they give you that, you have to look for the equation. So look at this equation. First, you look for the mathematical symbol. So you have add, subtract, and add. Then you scan for the like terms. So you have Q here, Q there, C there, C there. Okay, so 5Q plus Q is 6Q. Okay, what I did here is I put the like terms together. So 5Q plus Q here, 5Q plus Q, it gives me 6Q. 6C minus 2C, 6C minus 2C is 4C. Okay, now again, what we did here, expand. Okay, now we are doing it in reverse. Okay, so 6 and 4, you have a common factor of 2. How many 2's do you have in 6? 3. And then you bring the Q, so 3Q, so that when you multiply back, you can get 6Q. And then 2 also, 2 times 2C is 4C. Okay, so you can move from here to there. So if they give you a question, this, and they ask you to expand, they are asking you to come this way. Here you can't add Q and C. I've explained in earlier video, you cannot add it because we don't know what Q is, and we don't know what C is, and we don't know the value. Okay, until we know what Q and C represent and the value, we can add them. So at the moment, if we can go a step further and leave our answer like this, or we can leave our answer like this as well. But also note that they can give you in this form and ask you to expand. Okay, so here is an example of expand and simplify. Okay, so they've given you 2x plus 5, 2 into bracket 3x add 5, minus 4 into bracket 4x minus 1, close the bracket. So you need to expand first. So as we said, the 2 affects everything in the brackets. So 2 times 3x will give you 6x. Okay, 2 times add 5 will give you 10. Now you have minus 4 here. So minus 4 times times 4x will give you minus 16x. Okay, Now, minus 4 times minus 1. Remember, BODMAS bracket means times. Okay, so minus 4 times minus 1. If you are timesing two negative numbers, you get a positive. Okay, so straight away you have add 4. I've written it here. So if you are timesing two negative numbers, you get a positive. But if one is negative and one is positive, you get positive. So minus 4 times positive 4x, the answer will be minus 16x. That is why we have minus 16x here. Okay, so now we are going to put the x's together and put the whole numbers together. So straight away we have 6x minus 16x. Okay, so this will give us 10x. You remember the overdraft situation. Okay, you have £6 and you withdraw £16, you owe £10. Okay, this is what it means. Now, and we know that the symbol affects the number in front. 10 add 4 is 14. So I wrote it as minus 10x add 14. Or you can swap it the way around. It's like A add B. So you can write 14 minus 10x. You can leave your answer this way, or you can go a step further, introduce a bracket and write 2 out, because 2 is a factor of both, into bracket 7 minus 5x. So when you multiply 2 by 7, you get 14, and when you multiply 2 by minus 5x, you get minus 10x. Okay, so they can give you this and ask you to expand and you give this answer, or they can give you this, ask you to simplify and you put this answer. But if you are solving a question like this, they said expand and simplify. So you can leave your answer as this or as that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now our next example. Okay, 4g into bracket 2g cube minus 8b. So here there's a bracket and there's a minus. Okay, so 4g times 2 is 8. G squared times g cube is g to the power 5. Now minus 4 times 8 is 32. G squared, the p to the power 4. We don't know what g is and what p is. If we want to, this is called expand, but if we can also introduce the bracket by putting 4g squared and then simplify it in this form. So we can move from here to here or there to there. Okay. Some of the expressions or words you will see are expand, simplify, which we've been doing a lot, factorize, and substitute, which we'll do in our next few lessons. Okay. I think I have a substitute question towards the end. Okay, now let's look at some simple examples. So this is simplify. Okay, so here you have this long equation and they're asking you to simplify. I would advise you to cross them out as you go along, or use your pen, or if you're allowed a felt tip, okay, a coloring pencil to use it. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So 4 into bracket a plus b, and I will solve each and then put all together and simplify. Okay, so 4 into bracket a plus b will be 4a plus 4b. So this is done. Now plus, okay, 2c plus 2b. So this is also done. Plus 5b plus 5 times 2a is 10a. Okay, plus 5d plus 5a there. Okay, plus c plus 5a plus 2b. So we've expanded and removed all the brackets. So now we realize that everything so far is odd, and our terms are in A, B, C, and then if you scan further, there is a D here. So what I did was, with my black pen, first of all, I went and I scanned and I put all the A's together. So there's 4A, okay, and then add 10A, add 5A, add 5A. So these are the A's. So these are my A's. And then I went on B with a pencil. So 4B, add 2B, add 5B, add 2B. So these are my B's. 4B, 2B, 5B, 2B. All is add. And then I went back again for C. So 2C, slowly I'm scanning another C here, add C, and that is C. So we have 2 terms for C, and then the last one is 5D. Okay, I've tried to put it in alphabetical order, so that's what I've done: A, B, C, and D. But you can also do it D, C, B, and A. Okay, however you do it, make sure you are getting you are putting all the terms, because there's a likelihood that you might miss it out. Now the A is 4A, add 10A is 14, add 5A is 19A, add 5A is 24A. So straight away we've simplified all the A's and we've got 24A. Now let's look at the B's. 4B, add 2B is 6B, add 5B is 11B, add another 2B is 13B. So all the B's have also been simplified. 2C add C is 3C. So now we have 5D. So 5D now, okay, so our answer now will be 24 3A, add 13B, add 3C, add 5D. So that will be our answer. Okay, our last question, okay, which is a substitute question, but I want to show you how you can use algebra in real life. Okay, so the question is, let S be stamps, okay, and it's £1.50 each. Let E be envelope, and it is 45 each. Let C be chocolate, and it's £1.45 each. Okay, Georgia paid a visit to the post office. She bought 3 stamps, which is 3S, 5 envelopes, which is 5E, 2 chocolates, which is 2C. Okay, so now we have 3S plus 5E plus 2C. If you want to put it in algebra, this is what Georgia bought. Okay, now how much will Georgia pay at the till? So you need to multiply 3 times £1.50, add 5 times 45 pence, and add 2 times £1.45. Okay, this is an example of substitution, because you are substituting the value of, so far, the value of what she bought into the variables. So far we've been seeing variables and we don't know what they mean, and we've been just leaving them. But now Georgia's algebraic equation is this, and we know this is how much she bought, and what S is, E is, C is, and how much it cost. Okay, so now she has 3 times £1.50, 5 times 45 pence, and 2 times £1.45. So when you add all, you can add all as mental, or you can add all in mental, I mean your head. Okay, or you can use the calculator. Okay, so at the till, they will give her a price of £9.65. But Georgia can also do the calculation before she gets the till, so that she doesn't have a surprise in case she hasn't got that amount of money. So 3 times £1.50 is £4.50. 5 times 45 pence is £2.25. 2 times 145 is £2.90. So if you add all, okay, even if you estimate £4, £2, and another £2 is £8. Okay, 50 add 25 is 75. Add 90 is 165. So if they give her this price at the till, then it's right. Okay, so Georgia will pay £9.65. Okay, thank you for watching today's lesson, and I'll see you next lesson.